Dr.C.Senthilkumar, Associate Professor, Economics Mechanics. So we mentioned here the case to condition. Already we have seen conduction gradation of heat transfer subject and uncovered all the concept related to the mode and mechanism of heat transfer on the facility. Now I expect your students to volunteer and explain about the on conduction. Can I expect the volunteer? Explain the now. 6 minutes itself, but you can solve it.
Myself is Team Joseph, mechanical department. Now we are going to see how the conduction takes place in four kinds of objects. Each one of us to given is how the object takes place in heat transfer through the body. Now we are using the essentially concept of how the conduction takes place in a square hollow body. Here the when we will apply the heat from this end to this end and how the heat transfer takes place. Now we are going to see a real life example of how the heat takes place. Now we are going to apply small amount of heat at the starting of the object. Now the heat has been applied here. Now the heat will transfer throughout the body, but it will take slowly. It takes time because it is a hollow body. The air flow will be inside the hollow shape, so that the body will take time to transfer the heat from this side to that side. Now we are going to see the range of how the conduction is spread because of the heat transfer. So the whole body it takes so much time to complete the transfer of heat from this side to this side. Is it the conduction takes place? Thank you.
Okay. Next volunteer. Next one is coming to geometry.
Hi, myself is today I am going to summarize the heat. Today I am going to summarize the heat transfer of a circular solid rod. The solid rod is heated at one end, and this is T1. That's it. This is T1, and cooled at other end. This is T2. In between this, the heat is transferred throughout the axis of the rod. The main component of heat transfer is conduction. It is done by Fourier's law of heat conduction.
Yes.
So, Fourier's law of conduction of heat. This is how the heat transfer throughout the rod.
Can you say why is it saying 180 degrees? All interested done. Why is it saying 180 degrees? And that's put some of those who are interested.
Because of the heat, because of the decrease of heat,
1.2.
1.2 another point.
But it's
Starting point like
yes, reduction
check
table.
it out.
So that is very important. Thank you. We can come.
Now we see now last time I explained about how the heat transfers in a solid circular solid and using period series period series of conduction how the heat transfers and we have written the formula of Q is equal to minus Ka by dt by Ts. Q refers to the heat transfer of the radiant, how the circumference of the rod, circumference of the cylinder, and against the thermal conductivity, how the thermal conductivity takes place throughout the rod will be applied the time, and then against the loss of the unit, and how the area of the rod measured from one end to the other end, and these equations is the temperature written along the rod will be given heat applied from the starting to and the temperature how it varies from one end to the other end when the thermal conductivity takes place on that. This is how the previous that takes place and this is the summary of the circumference of this solid.
Next one in the
Hi, myself Ilya Mental Department. Now I'm going to explain about the conduction process. So now what is conduction is nothing but the process of transferring of heat from one solid object to another solid object without the material. If one end of the object becomes hot, the other end of the object also becomes hot due to conduction. Now I am going to explain about this follow cylindrical body, how conduction happens in the body. Now we are going to show you the demo. So when fire heat touches the outer surface of this ball, the inside surface is always cooler at first. This when the outer surface becomes very hot, always send the heat flows from hotter region to colder region. So from this hotter surface becomes heat first, and then the cooler region also becomes heat. So summarizing this concept, when fire heat touches the outer surface of the fire heat at first, and finally the inside region also becomes heat due to temperature.
next person. Okay. How many people?
So hi everyone, today I am going to explain about the linear section of VC dot. Okay. So as you see, this is a one-dimensional dot. Okay. In many engineering applications, we will use linear sections for structural membrane design. Before entering into convection, conduction, and radiation, we need to know what is thermal system design. The thermal system is system design is nothing but transfer of heating in any of the all other possible ways. Okay. For example, I am having a mild steel linear rod. Okay. Now I am going to convey heat from this place to this one. Here the heat transfer will be low because any idea because I have give some coating on this plane. Okay, so the heat transfer will be low comparing to the uncoated structures. For example, before my fellow classmates told the heat transfer of all other project, all other substance, but comparing to that one, this will transfer the heat very low compared to this because I have some give some coatings like white paint. You can see here the heat. So it will transfer the heat from one place to another at a low time. Okay, but transfer, for example, if it is here 40 degrees, at the period of 30 minutes, it will transfer up to 25 to 30 degrees Celsius. Okay, so as our friend said, this is the equation for conduction. Also, here you can see the convection as well as the radiation. My summarization is heat transfer of any of this will be low or high heat. Okay, so transfer of heat will be low to high heat.
Thank you very much. Thank you all everyone. I'm very Really good comment explain about the summary of the whole four geometries you have seen at the case study. So you can see it for me.
Before that, by using the same concept, we have explained how the conduction of every object can through the heat process, and we show demonstrate a real-time example how the transforming takes place in four kinds of objects. And in every object, we are using conduction using giving a heat at the end of the or the starting of the object. The heat transfers from one end to the other. Now we have to then see a difference between circular and hollow object. In circular object, the heat transfer of heat takes place quickly. But in hollow object, the transfer of heat takes place very slowly because the hollow object contains some holes here for the dissipation of heat. And in the solid object or circular object, it is a solid which is not from solid rod. So the transfer of heat takes place. When we see the hollow object, in the end of any part of the object, we start making heat. And at the end of any solid object, the start will be very low. For example, we get so I have two objects. We explain both of book. This is a solid object. This is a hollow object. If I give a heat, if I give a constant heat of 50 degree to 60 degree here, it will reach only up to 30 or 35. It may take time. It will take time also. It's a long period of time to complete its temperature from here to here. But we see in the solid objects, if I give a heat up to 60 degree here, at a short period of time, it will reach the maximum. It gives the maximum amount of heat will be reached here also. This is the difference between both the objects. This is the conclusion I'm going to give that both in solid or in a hollow object, every object hollow object you may take time, and in solid object it will quickly complete the heat transfer. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks the volunteer for the case study on conduction with the four different geometries. Thank you very much to all. Thank you.